All right, welcome back. Ben and I here again today. Two more new wines by the glass that we have for the end of the summer here, 2022. These two are in the light and bright category. These are, that category in general was created for, hey, I'm just blowing in, I want a glass of wine, kind of more of a cocktail wine. Hey, we're just gonna get a shellfish platter, I just want some peel and eat shrimp. Like, this is the kind of wine we're going to for that. We made a huge change this go round. For years and years and years, we always had Spanish Albarino on the menu. I knew I had to make this change as soon as I tasted this wine when I tried a Portuguese, so from the southern coast of Portugal, the Melgaco region. This is a Portuguese Albarino, right? So Albarino. That's how people are going to pronounce it. Really, really fun wine. I absolutely am loving this. A little bit of effervescence in it. Totally oddball wine, right? Like who's drinking Albarino? It's the person that doesn't want to drink Chardonnay. Yeah. It's the person that doesn't want Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah. Somebody that wants something different, right? Different. That's a key factor. So tell us about this wine and why it sells.
Well, yeah, like you were just saying, it tends to be, it really does epitomize like light and bright. This guy's got a little effervescence to it, got a lot of kind of bright tropical fruit notes. Still really crisp and light, but it really kind of, every time I sip on this one, it leaves my mouth just tingling a little bit. It's lighter, it's more refreshing, with kind of these good fruit notes without coming off as like overly sweet. So it makes kind of a good patio pounder wine. As Sean was saying, it goes really good with, light things, peel and eat shrimp cocktail, oysters on a half shell, obviously. And again, this is for somebody that's looking for a white wine that's not something they've had before. They want something a little different. They're done with the Chardonnays, not interested in having a Sauvignon Blanc. What else have you got on the menu for them? Point them in the direction of the Albarino.
And this wine from the coast is specifically made to eat with shellfish. Like that. This is why this wine is created in Portugal. They're drinking this wine every day on the coast. Whether they're eating fish tacos, simply grilled fish, all those kind of things. And although we call it a cocktail wine, as I'm sipping it, I'm starting to salivate because of that acidity. Now I kind of want to eat it. So it really is the perfect, like, hey, while you're deciding on dinner, if you don't want champagne, maybe this is a perfect wine to get into. And of course, a gorgeous bottle. The winemaker's father was a tile maker, which is really unique. So this is actually mimicked after his family's tile business of how they created that. Next up, Vermentino, another really interesting, not normal wine. You got a guest. They typically are drinking Pinot Grigio because that's what they know to order, because I've always drinking Pinot Grigio. This is the opportunity to say, hey, would you like to try something different? It's from a sales perspective, it's an upsell. It's a better quality wine than our Pinot Grigio by the glass. 90% Vermentino, which is the varietal, and it's got 10% Sauvignon Blanc in it. Tell us about this one in the dining room.
Yeah, this one's always been a little bit more of an oddball for me. Like Vermentinos, for a long time, were a pretty big gap in my wine knowledge. Again, this is kind of like an in-betweener. This is not quite one thing, not quite another. Light bright fruit, not quite as tropical. You're going more for classic like apricot peach here. Really good acidity, but slightly more subtle, more balanced. It's not going to come through as aggressively crisp. It's going to kind of sit on the back of your tongue for a minute. It's going to let you salivate.
It's got a little more body.
Yeah, you really can, like, you feel like you can sip on this one for a little bit.
This is not to interrupt you, but I'm gonna interrupt you. This is the wine when, like, and I picture like if one of the bartenders, if you work behind the bar at Blue Island and you have a guest that's like, kind of like, well, what do you like? Well, I want a white wine, and I'm just not quite sure what I want to get. Like, no one is not gonna like this wine.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity to educate somebody on a new varietal they've never had before, because it's not so off the wall like, wow, that's too funky, or oh, that's too acidic, or it's too sweet. It is really just a great wine. Again, Mediterranean, right? Southern Tuscany. It's made for seafood. It even has the beach chairs on the front, which I love, absolutely. I just feel like it's part of the brand.
Yeah, this was, I would say kind of final notes on this one. It really is just a really balanced white wine. It's got good, fresh, citrus notes, but it's really kind of lighter acidity to it, just a smoother kind of overall wine. Like you can really kind of taste the quality. Very, very easy drinking. Been a pretty popular seller here. Very easy to pair with most of our
And I think there's enough structure to carry somebody through the entire meal with this. Like, I think if you're sitting down for dinner at Blue Island, I want to start with a glass
Yeah,
of this
this
or
one's
a
an
bottle of this on the
appetizer wine, for
patio.
sure.
But this has enough structure to it that it could carry you through the whole meal. Cheers.